Okay, Dennis, we're ready to go back and open the Humane Society contract.
Yeah, if you refer to the Humane Society contract, paragraph 2, following the language of paragraph 2, wherein it's recited in our annual 2010 annual contribution will be $15,000, and that will be adjusted up or down accordingly in subsequent years. I would propose that you add another sentence as follows. It is understood that, comma, as determined by the town board of the town of Goshen, comma, in the event of monetary or budgetary constraints, or based upon such other municipal interest, or concerns, comma, the town board of the town of Goshen shall have the absolute unconditional right during any annual term hereof to unilaterally reduce the contribution of the town of Goshen.
Right.
Again, it covers everything, and it obviously gives you the right to, first choice of words perhaps, police them, monitor them, etc. in the event.
So that's going to stay under
that would be the last sentence of paragraph 2.
Okay.
It will add that.
I didn't write it like that.
No, it's terribly, it covers them, it's going to cover everything, and I'll give the verbiage to the town clerk. That's, you first need to amend, acknowledge the contract as amended.
Okay, so I guess the first thing is, would someone make a motion, we reopen the original motion regarding the Goshen Humane Society contract?
Should be the original motion. The motion would be to consider authorizing the supervisor to sign.
Well, we tabled the other one.
We tabled it. You have to bring it back and withdraw.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Would someone like to bring it bring it back?
It should be brought back to the table and then withdrawn or killed.
I'll make that motion to withdraw my original.
Okay.
Somebody second.
Did I second it? I think I seconded.
Yeah. I didn't hear a
I'll
second.
withdraw my second.
Okay. All right. So the original motion has been nullified.
Correct.
Now, would someone like to make a motion regarding the annual renewal of the Goshen Humane Society contract with the changes that were just presented by the attorney for the town?
So moved.
I'll second that for discussion. And I just want to make it clear once again that there's no intention at this time to reduce any funds that were promised to the Humane Society.
Good. All right. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Supervisor Bloomfield.
Aye.
Councilman Nicola.
Aye.
Councilman Lyons.
Aye.
Councilman Cantorino.
Aye.
Councilman Nichols.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
I apologize. I need the movement in a second.
I moved it.
Still seconded it. Okay, we're now open for privilege of the floor on anything that anybody would like to talk about. Jerry?
Doug, I guess a suggestion and clarity. On the contractors' lists that Riddick is going to work with various contractors, I've seen in the past, we'll say in the law enforcement business, where they have a list of tow trucks. And there's always been scandals or accusations you're always using tow truck A. In this situation, if we use, we'll say there's a break in Hamiltonian Park, we call the first one on the list contractor A. He goes out and he does the job. Now we have another break at another time. Do we drop down and
No.
B?
No.
We go to A. Because A is the lowest
The lowest bidder.
bid.
Oh, okay.
We would always
So
go
this
lowest
goes
bid
by
first.
bid?
Right.
Oh, okay, not availability.
Right.
Right.
A bid, then availability.
Right, okay. That answers my question.
It's not available until the next one.
We're doing this so that we can reduce our costs.
Right.
So that's what's driving it. Yeah. But a good question. Anything, Joel, did you have something?
You'd be disappointed.
Well, I thought
You get out of here too quickly.
You're looking good, Joel. Christmas.
I know, isn't it something? Yeah.
But I'm not putting on the weight. I have a question just about the process of these franchises for cable, what the municipal process is. Sorry.
You almost look acidic.
I had a question about the process for franchises.
I'm going to get him over to the
for cable.
rabbi.
The normal process with municipalities involves a basically a monopoly franchise. That there is one cable service to a community.
Not so.
But I said the usual.
Okay.
But I do know of communities wherein there is competition among cable providers, which also then ends up being ISP providers, perhaps as significant. What is the process here in the town of Goshen, and why is there only discussion with one provider? And would it make any sense at any point now or in the future to solicit franchise bids from other providers?
Well, I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask George, who has been chairing this whole thing, to talk to it.
Okay, so the short answer is we have. When Warwick Valley Cable, I don't know if that's the actual official name, came to us and asked for their renewal, we specifically asked them at that time, going back a couple of years, we would love to have more competition, and would you be interested at all in, instead of being down on just the southern end of the town, would you be interested in coming in and creating more of a competitive environment? At that particular time, they said that they would consider it, but they didn't have any plans at that particular time, and I know of no plans that they're looking to. Secondly of all, it specifically states in our contract, which hasn't been passed and has to be approved by New York State, that this is not a exclusive franchise. So if the likes of, first thing that comes to mind, like BIOS, right, the Verizon thing, doesn't seem to be too big right around here, but who knows what will happen in the next couple of years. They could come in.
Well, we do know what's going to happen because they're not expanding the network. They've divided into the expansion.
Yeah.
But he just used that as an example.
That they would be able to come in and create a competitive environment. So it's non-exclusive. And this is, just to reiterate, this is a renewal now.
Understood.
The existing thing. We're thinking of doing it for 10 years. That seems to be the average.
Has the town reached out to any other providers?
No. Today, for example, Dish Network, I mean, you can get the dishes. There's a lot of competition out there. They've come to us, their contract ran out, and we're just renewing it. The one in Warwick, we talked about a couple of years ago, we did that one. But we're not going out soliciting BIOS or anybody else. If they want to come to town and be here, then that's free enterprise, they can do so.
Just to add a little bit, Joel, you were right. When I was on the board, the first time we signed the first contract, and there was an exclusivity clause. And that's why they would pay us X amount. But at that particular time, we also could control the rate structure. Well, the state or the federal government actually came in and said, no, you can't. I forget for a small piece of it, but so a lot of things have changed because of the federal government has stepped in. The other thing is with other providers, I don't know of any other providers that have this type of infrastructure or pay for the services to bring them across the poles. This Warwick is one, and the cable provider is the other one, but it's an expensive proposition to bring service into an area because they not only bring the service in, they have to fulfill requirements as far as if someone wants service, they have to provide all the poles and all the things.
It's a huge capital investment.
It's a huge capital investment and these people have a major portion of the market. So.
Do they pay the town a franchise fee?
Yes. That's why we're contracting.
In what range does it run?
We're getting, if this is passed, which I assume it will, with time and stuff like that, we are getting the maximum amount, which is 5% of the gross revenues.
Of their gross?
Right. And we specifically changed the definition. I spoke with John Figliosi, who's the person for the New York State Cable Commission. In fact, he came down and he met with Doug and myself. And that's the maximum you can get by law. And we changed, with his input, we changed the definition of gross revenues so that it would enhance it. so that we.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Getting as much as we possibly can. And then there was an exclusion for a certain part of taxes, which we as an entity could say, no, we want you to pay that part of it as well, so it's like a full firm